Today, I'm going to tell you the story of two retards. One is an alter ego, and the other is iRobot. Oh, here they are now.
Jar. What is it, Rage? You need to do a video about Anton. Who? I mean Antoons. That's what I meant to say. He's one of the laziest creators I've ever seen. Imagine having a white guy and a black guy for the two main characters. Ha ha ha. Yeah, very funny. I get the joke, Rage. I have gotten a lot of requests to talk about Antoons, but I'm dealing with other dramas right now. Plus, I don't think I could really add anything to the conversation. Oh, I get it. It's because Antoons is an own-the-libs guy like you used to be. Admit it, you're just biased. If Antoons was a left-winger, you would jump in immediately. You defended DaftPina during the whole Fox Goodman situation because Fox Goodman is black. You jumped on the Spedgy bandwagon because Spedgy is a woman. And you jumped on the Quentin Reviews bandwagon because Quentin is a lefty. No, I talked about all three of them because they were dumb. And I was at the very start of the Quentin Review bandwagon. I didn't know everybody else was going to talk about him when I made my video. But on some level, I guess you might be right. Maybe I'm biased subconsciously, and I really should do a video on Antoons. Oh, I get it. You're talking about Antoons because DaftPina is talking about him. You used to be an own-the-libs guy, but now DaftPina, Ellis Mark, Just Stop, and Manga Common are your new community. You have no loyalty to the group you started in. Fuck you, Rage. Okay, sorry about the long, cringy skit. I've been watching a little too much Nostalgia Critic as of late. But basically, I'm trying to get across why I didn't want to make this video in the first place. If I defend Antoons, I'm going to get a lot of comments calling me biased because, well, I used to be a part of the whole anti-SJW community. And if I defend DaftPina, well, we're buddies, so I'll be called biased for that. Me and DaftPina go all the way back to the whole Stories and Pentagram drama. I consider him my YouTube rival. I was ahead of him, and then I lost my channel, so he was ahead of me. Then I surpassed him, then later he surpassed me, then I surpassed him, and currently he has surpassed me. DaftPina focuses on one subject while I talk about whatever I want on my channel. I'm a robot who has a lot of emotion, and Daft's a human with very little emotion. Me and DaftPina have worked together during the whole Quentin Review situation, which proves to me that he isn't a far leftist because he does realize that Quentin is completely crazy. And during the Otaku Studio situation, he was pretty much in charge. My history with Antoons, however, is a lot shorter. About 2 or 3 months ago, he hit me up on Twitter wanting to talk in private. But I can only talk to someone in DMs through Twitter if we're both following one another. I followed him, DM'd him, and just like everyone else I DM on Twitter, it's something that could have easily been said in public. I think he was asking for permission to use a clip from one of my videos in his cartoon community video. Later he started freaking out, saying he was in a drama with this person called Puppy-chan or something. It's hard to remember because I didn't screenshot our entire conversation on Twitter, and I can't double check anymore because, well, his Twitter is gone. But I do remember being completely uninterested in everything, and then DaftPina dropped his video.
I think it's a disgrace that information that was false and fake and never happened got released to the public.
I was a bit shocked when I saw DaftPina's title, Racist Tracer. At this point, I didn't know Antoons that well, but I do remember this clip in the video he was talking to me about.
He would also talk about black characters in cartoons, which is commendable in a way.
It just didn't seem like something a racist person would say, but I decided to check out DaftPina's video nonetheless. After this, I started screenshotting the conversation between me and Antoons. He wanted to do a video on DaftPina. I told him, don't do it, he never loses. And I also said, if you do, don't say I didn't warn ya. And, I think we all know how that turned out. Now, to be fair, I don't think his response was as bad as, say, Fox Goodman's or Matt Spicer's.
This is why I want to raise $100,000 out of this GoFundMe. 50 is going to be for me, Fox Goodman, and the other 50 is going to be for Matt Spicer. I am pretty sure Matt Spicer would agree to something like this. But if you are right, then you can keep every single dollar out of that GoFundMe. You can get paid $100,000 to publicly humiliate me or do what you're best at.
I'm gonna go through your videos one more time, comb through it, make a part 2, and say, Fox Goodman is tracing part 2. What do you think of that? Don't try me.
Just take a seat because, like I said before, you're all bark but no bite.
Which was so bad, Fox Goodman, even to this day, is still getting a ton of dislikes. Antoons could have made a response where he said DaftPina was a meanie stinky doodoo face and secretly a shape-shifting lizard from the moon. It would have been better than Fox Goodman's response. So the bar is set pretty damn low. But even still, I think Antoons did come across as very calm and collective in his response to DaftPina. As someone who went through a similar situation as Antoons, I understand how hard it is to respond when you're getting constantly harassed. Now, by no means was his response perfect. I do have a few problems with it, and other people have a few problems with it as well. But I'm not here to talk about his response. I'm more here to talk about what happened afterwards. The drama with Antoons quickly went from bad to worse. And while I did think Antoons had a shot at getting out of this situation, he started flagging videos, and that's something I simply cannot defend. Now, to Antoons and Antoons supporters, I'm going to take a guess at the argument you're going to make. But they were lying about Antoons and saying untrue things. That may or may not be true, but if you flag a video, it's going to cause a Streisand effect. The more you try to ban something, the bigger it gets. Especially here on YouTube. Maybe it's just me, but every single time I have heard about someone flagging a video, it only made the situation blow up even more. And also, Antoons, one of the people you flagged, well, you called them a map just because they said they were asexual. But you need to be 100% certain before you throw that accusation around. And as we see with Mundane Matt and several other creators, once you start flagging, basically everybody turns against you. Most people hate censorship, and once you start censoring people, it's really hard to make yourself look like the good guy. Even if everything else about Antoons was false, him flagging videos is where I draw the line. Now, I want to make this clear, by no means do I think Antoons and Mundane Matt are on the same level. Mundane Matt is a talentless hack, and Antoons actually is a pretty good creator. He creates animations, art, video games, he has a lot of talent. Now I could make a 5-hour-long video talking about all the bad things Antoons has done, while also defending him a little from the allegations that I think are false. But I think Antoons is more willing to listen to me than a lot of other people, and I don't want to squander that opportunity and just repeat what everybody else has said to make my video longer so I get more ad revenue. So, my suggestion to Antoons is this. For the things you are genuinely sorry for, apologize for them. For the things you're not sorry for, don't apologize for it. Because it's not being sorry, it's being a bitch. But you definitely should apologize for flagging down videos, because Jesus, that's bad. It would be also pretty good optics if you apologize for it. Many of us make stupid mistakes when we're angry, but if we can realize the stupid mistakes we have made and make up for them, it shows people that we're willing to learn. You're a pretty big creator, Antoons. On YouTube alone, you're almost at 1 million subs. But your fans don't care about this kind of drama. So if you make a video about it, like you already have, most of your fans are not going to watch it. You're big enough that this will eventually all blow over. The internet never forgets, but they also have a lot of things to talk about. So I predict in the next few months that this drama is going to become mostly irrelevant. I understand you're frustrated with a lot of the things people are saying about you. I understand you're going through all the would've, should've, could've moments. I understand what I'm telling you is certainly easier said than done, but I really think this is your best option. And honestly, I just find this drama to be kind of boring and I just want it to end. And I think you do too. I would also take a break from some of your political stuff just for a little bit until this whole thing blows over. People are still going to be pissed at you and leave a few mean comments here or there, but that's better than making the situation even worse than it already is. I understand that the past can hurt, Antoons, but the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it.